Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back out into the Lake District. So, as you've probably guessed because you are intelligent people and you can read, we're doing the Fairfield Horseshoe today. Quite a biggie, around about 10 miles, whatever that is in kilometres. But as you are super intelligent people and you've got eyes, you will have noticed that I'm not alone today. I've got young Josh here, so you might remember him from the Pike of Blisco vlog and the Skidder vlog before Christmas. We're back out with him, and obviously we've got the Finmeister here as well. So yeah, Fairfield Horseshoe. It's been on Josh's radar for quite a few years. We can see it from home on Hamps Fell when we're out walking Finn. We see it all the time driving through Ambleside, even when you can see the whole horseshoe. So he's had his sights set on this for quite a few years, and it makes sense to get him up here and enjoy this fantastic horseshoe walk. So it's quite a hot one today. It's 9 o'clock-ish at the moment. I think it's going to be forecast to be hot later on. It's quite sunny already. It's going to be a crispy day, and we're going to have to just completely cover ourselves in factor 50 and look weird, but we don't care. We don't want to get burnt to a crisp. So what we're doing is we've parked up at Pelter Bridge there in Rydal, and we're heading up this first bit here, which is probably the steepest bit of the walk, up to Nab Scar, and then from Nab Scar it kind of levels out a little bit up to Heron Pike, and then Great Rig, then Fairfield itself, round to Heart Crag, Dove Crag, High Pike, Low Pike, and then back into, well, the pub, the Badger's Bar there. Light's looking kind of interesting today. You know, as we drove in, there's all this high cloud coming in, looked a bit flat, but just looking over towards the Furnace Fells there, the Old Man and what have you, it's actually looking quite interesting, some nice shadowage going on, so might get some shots, but that's not why we're here. We're here for a full, proper day hiking in the lakes on what is arguably the best horseshoe walk here. So yes, I'm very excited indeed. So I think what we're going to do is push on, get Nab Scar out of the way, and then start to enjoy that kind of roller coaster ride up to Fairfield. So let's get up there.
Got anything? Hot dog? Oh, I hate it, it's rubbish. Can't stand it. Can't stand you. I hate you.
Okay, so we've just got onto the lower bit of Nab Scar. So Nab Scar is just over my shoulder here at the top of it, but it's just worth, when you're near the top, coming over to this edge, because you get your first proper view of Rydal water down there, and you can also glimpse a little bit of Grasmere just on the other side there. And of course, now you've got all the Furnace Fells, you've got, you know, the Old Man, Wetherlam, Swirl How, Great Cars, which is where I was on the last vlog, or the one before last. In fact, the whole Wetherlam Horseshoe. You can see right over to Crinkle Crags, Bow Fell, Langdale Pikes here. You've got Silver How in the foreground. Yeah, beautiful. And obviously, you know, not leaving out Loughrig. Beautiful spot here. Absolutely gorgeous. Looking out down towards Windermere and Ambleside, absolutely stunning. Obviously Wands Fell. So it's worth it stopping here, have a look around and take it all in. It is busy today though, my goodness, because it is so hot. It actually felt when we were coming up there, didn't it, Josh? Yeah. I mean, even Josh said it, we were going on that bit with the little fence, and you could hear the sound of the crickets or the cicadas or what the hell they're called. I don't know what they're called. Like, you know, when you're in a hot country. And it felt, I mean, Josh said it felt like we're in Spain, and it really did. The temperature is high. So I'm actually debating whether or not to get my camera out, because it does look quite nice over there with a bit of shadow on the fells. But again, it's the blue sky beyond it. I don't know. I might just get it out and see what I can get before moving up. So let's get to the top of Nab Scar, which is just up here, and then do something. Let's go. Alrighty then. So we just sat up on Nabscar there for a few minutes, but we've had to beat a retreat because the midges just got horrendous. There's a little bit of a breeze today, but every now and then it stops and they just they swarm all over us. It's pretty bad. And this year seems to be exceptionally bad for horseflies. They're terrible. I mean, I got bitten the other day right through my t-shirt. Wow, it's good nice over there. Over towards Brimfell, that is. Anyway, so as I say, we've left Nabscar. Next stop is Heron Pike. And Heron Pike sits just above Allcock Tarn. Lovely little tarn down there. And would be perfect on a day like today to have a picnic. That said, the breeze is coming from that way, so it could be midge hell down there. So, yeah, let's keep pushing on. There's Phineas. That's a bit parched already. And we're not even a fifth of the way around. So yes, we're going to be scorcho by the time we finish this walk. So let's push on, see what views open up as we get a bit higher and closer to Fairfield. Obviously, when we get up to Fairfield, there are some staggering views across the valley towards Dollywagon Pike and Nethermost, Helvellyn, Striding Edge, all of that, and of course St Sunday Crag. So let's go and have a look. All right, just getting up onto Heron Pike. As you're heading up, you go through a little miniature valley called, well, actually it hasn't got a name, it's between Lord Crag and Lord Cove. No wind whatsoever. Josh and I were just being eaten to death by horseflies. So much so that Josh just ran ahead to get away from them. But breeze has picked up now, which is nice. And we're getting our first proper view of the rest of the horseshoe. So now looking up towards, I mean, you can see Great Rig right up there, and then obviously Fairfield Summit right at the top. But the full view now, the full route is in view. Absolutely gorgeous. Back down towards Windermere, and you know, we can see the bottom end of Windermere now. We can see Morecambe Bay way over in the background. We can see Esthwaite, which is near Hawkshead. Pretty much all of Coniston as well, you can see. Yeah, nice breeze. At last, Josh is a happy bunny.
I'm happy now.
You happy, Josh?
Yeah, very happy.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. That's what she wants.
Woo!
Thirsty. Hey, come here. Come here. Get on that rock.
Have a drink. Good girl. Yeah, mate. Look at that behind you.
I know.
Look at that view. It's amazing what light does to a scene, isn't it? It turns what is kind of boring looking and a bit flat into something very dramatic indeed. You can actually see Allcock Town now, and a bit of Elter water, hell of a lot of Coniston water, and over here behind Josh you can see Eastdale Town over there as well. Just getting onto Great Rig now. Views are just absolutely incredible now, pretty much in all directions, because you can see out towards, obviously like we have all morning, Crinkles, Bowfell, but you can also see Crag and Scafell Pike and Great End, Great Gable. You can see High Style and High Crag and all those lot. Great views that way, and obviously the views we've had all morning as well, looking out towards the lakes, getting bigger and bigger. But check this view out. Now we can see north towards Helvellyn. So you can see Dollywagon Pike there in the light, and then behind that is Nethermost Pike also in the light, and the dark one is Helvellyn. And you can see obviously Striding Edge running up to it, and the thing sticking up beyond Striding Edge is Casty Cam on the other side at the bottom of Swirl Edge. So yeah, pretty good views from here, quite mind-blowing. And we've got Seat Sandal here, so if you cast your mind back to the other Fairfield vlog I did from Stone Arthur, it was round this point here where Finn and I just kind of holed up for about an hour, hoping the cloud would lift and we'd get these views, because we couldn't see any of this at all, which is a shame. And I knew it was all there, but just couldn't see it. So it's quite nice to come back and get these views. So we're kind of round about the same elevation as Seat Sandal now, and the path drops down a little bit, and then we have that steady, longish trudge up to the top of Fairfield. But then, you know, it's pretty much, for the most part, it's downhill after that, but with a few ups. But I think we're going to stop here for a minute and take all this in, maybe get a few shots of that, because that looks really nice, and then we'll carry up to the summit. So this is the last summit before Fairfield. Josh is getting his Insta bangers, and he won't get mine, so we'll see a bit further up. Okay, here we are, just getting up onto Fairfield after that big trudge from Great Rig, and it is a bit of a trudge that. Up onto this big open plateau. As you can see, it can be a bit of a nightmare when it's clagged in up here, navigating, so very useful to know how to use a map and compass here, because you can end up just walking off down over Cofer Pike and end up in the wrong valley completely. What we're going to do is head off onto the north side, drop down just a touch, because at that point you can see Grisdale Town. Here we go. So this is now looking out towards Dollywagon. You can see it right there, look. Beautiful. Up onto Nethermost Pike. You can see the ridge dropping down to Nethermost Cove, and then obviously you've got Helvellyn, the highest point there, with Striding Edge as well. What a view. This is such a stunning place to come, you know, winter, autumn, that time, those kind of times when you get the dramatic weather really. We should be able to see in a sec Grisdale Town at some point. Although I do seem to be seeing quite a lot of Cofer Pike. This is Cofer Pike here, and then beyond that is St Sunday Crag, and you can see a little bit of Ullswater as well, maybe on this camera, I don't know. And of course here's Grisdale town. So actually, if we just head over to this bit here where that swaley is there, we should be able to see a bit more of the town. Let's go and have a look at that. So I think it's suitably windy enough around here to stop and have a bite to eat, because we don't want to be sitting anywhere that's sheltered, because at the moment, this time of year, flipping heck, the midges and these other flies just swarm you. Hey Swilly! It's a ragged looking thing, isn't it? Hey Hurdy! Not having it. So I think what we're going to do is probably just sit round here somewhere, stay in that wind, and get a bite to eat and have a bit of a chill out. So once we've done that, we'll make a start on the next leg, going up to Hart Crag and so on. So I'll see you in a bit.
We've had a bit of a sleep, haven't we? And some food. We had food. Yeah.
Okay, that's our lunch done. And you know what? It's always worth, particularly on these big dome fells, to get off the top, get away from the summit, get away from the crowds, and just head off one of the sides where, one, you get a better view like we have today, because you can't see that from up on the top, and you also get away from the crowds and you can sit there and have a bit of peace and quiet. So I'd always advise you to do that if you can, because when we were up there before, I don't know if you saw them, Josh, there was a big crowd of people in like fancy dress.
Yeah, co-op.
Was it co-op, was it? Yeah. All right. Good stuff. So I'm going to leave that view behind us now, which is quite sad, isn't it? You're enjoying that, weren't you?
Yeah, great.
And we're going to start our return leg now, back over, well, dropping down off the top of Fairfield, and then up onto up onto Hart Crag, and then Dove Crag, and then High Pike and Low Pike, and then back in. We have a little bit of a water emergency as well. Josh has run out of water. Finn is right on the edge of running out of water. I've got a little bit left. We're not even halfway. So we're going to have to try and ignore the headaches and man up a little bit.
Yeah.
And get back down. Just keep thinking about that pint, Josh.
Oh, I know, I can't wait.
So yeah, we're going to push on. Like I say, off the summit onto Hart Crag. Let's go. All right, as you come off the summit of Fairfield, heading in a clockwise direction, you come to a bit of a drop that takes you down to Link Hawes, and it's a bit demoralising, this bit actually, because obviously you're high and you've got to lose quite a lot of height before you go back up to Hart Crag. But really, this is probably the worst part of the walk, I think, after the summit, if that makes sense. Because beyond Hart Crag, you've got Dove Crag, which is a gentle slope up, and then it's just pretty much all downhill from there. So it's not so bad. But it's at this point here that I experienced my windiest moments in the Lake District. In fact, in life ever. I've never felt wind like it. And it was a winter's day, camera, hoping to get shots, and it was just hell on earth. It really was. And just coming down here, well, actually a little bit further on, gets a bit steeper just here as it drops down into Link Hawes. I mean, I was almost on my hands and knees trying to get down because it was just awful. And at that point, I said I'd never ever go out with my camera on a windy day. And I also said I'm never going to do Fairfield Horseshoe ever again. And I've done it 3 times since, so there you go. Never say never. So let's get down Link Hawes and start that little ascent back up to Hart Crag. Dog. Let's go this way.
Oh, God, it's hot.
Up onto Hart Crag. Not that bad actually. I think that windy time just put me off so much. At my mind's eye, it was such a big drop down and a big climb back up, but it actually wasn't bad at all. So, unfortunately, there is another little bit of a drop down now to Dove Crag, where you can, if you're feeling really fit and want to explore a little bit more, go and have a look at the Priest's Hole. Kind of hang a left there, head east, and drop down to, like I said, the Priest's Hole and see if you can find it. It's not easy to find. But we're not going to do that because two of the 3 of us don't have any water left, so we have a water emergency, so we need to get down as quickly as possible and at least find a water source of some description, because I've got my filter, but obviously there's no water up here at all. We'd need to drop down a bit at least to find a bit of a beck running down. What's that, Josh? It is like a barren wasteland, yeah. Nothing, not a drop. And that's understandable really. So you can see there, look, that outcrop of rock there, that is where the Priest's Hole is. So it's easy to see it from here, but when you get down there on the ground, it's quite hard to find, especially in bad weather. Okay, so we just come off. Excuse me, what's that? Really? Oh, I see. Finished? Probably just choking to death for the lack of water. We're going to find some water, Finn, don't worry. Right, that there is Dove Crag. Not a lot to say about Dove Crag really, is it? It doesn't feel like much of a summit, quite broad section of the ridge here. It's quite boring actually. So what we did is we popped over to the west side of the wall and, sorry, my nose is running like mad, onto the west side of the wall, and we're cutting across this bit of grass here, just a little bit away from the wall, which is probably a little bit naughty, and we should really, the footpath is actually on the other side of that there wall, but there is definitely some kind of a trod here, so it's been used quite a lot, and it just cuts out that corner a little bit really. So this is, on a day like today, a really, really nice bit to walk on because it's nice and soft, isn't it, underfoot?
Yeah.
After all that rocky path that we were on earlier on. I mean, look at it out there at the moment. Gorgeous. Up to Fairfield. But yeah, all rocky all that way. And this is nice and spongy and soft, which is very nice. But on a winter's day or windy day, it's just a bog. It's pretty horrendous and quite hard going sometimes. But today it'll be quite a quick descent down to High Pike, where I think we'll probably sit and have a bit of a break and maybe try and find some shelter from the sun, because it's been pretty much relentless, hasn't it?
Full stop.
Feels like we've been sort of stuck out in the desert or something, you know, all a bit dried up. And I'm hoping that at that point we'll find a bit of water, maybe some of the springs that are coming out of those lower lower slopes maybe, I don't know. It has been very dry lately, but I don't know, we'll see if we can find something, because we've got two half dead creatures here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of got a little bit of water left, but most of it's probably backwash anyway. Right, so we're just going to pretty much handrail this wall all the way down now to High Pike, where we will be pretty close to Ambleside actually. It's not a million miles from there, so we're just going to enjoy this lovely saunter down on the grass and not on the proper path. Oops. Right, so we'll see you down at High Crag. Oh, you good girl. There you go. Go on then. What have you just rolled in? Right, we had a bit of a minor disaster here. Finn decided in her wisdom to roll in some poo. Now, Finn does that quite a lot, as most dogs do. However, I'm convinced that this particular poo was human, because of where it was, in the corner by the wall there, and the smell that's coming from her right now. So I think she's just rolled in some hiker's poo. Yeah, you can look all pleased with yourself. We've got to tolerate that smell. Honestly, dogs. Alright, bit of a dodgy bit here. Remember this from last time, where you've got to sort of pick your way down these bits of rock. So the path goes right by the wall, but in actual fact, if you go off away from the wall a little bit at the top, you'll find an easier way around. It suddenly becomes very steep and scary. Cut across again, and then you'll find an easier way down from there. It's actually very straightforward, but the straightforward bit seems to be shrouded by scary bits. Let's say scary, it's not scary, but you know, there's I guess substantial drop that could hurt you if you slipped. But yeah, good. That's it really. I mean, this path pretty much turns into a track a bit further down, and then the track ends up just coming out right down by Rydal Hall. So a nice gentle walk back in. Let's do it.
Really at my shoulder.
Okay, back down on the track that takes us back into Rydal Hall now, so we might as well wrap it up, I think. What a great day, eh?
Yeah, it's good.
Absolutely spot on. I mean, very hot, which made it probably twice as hard as it normally would be on a coolish day. Flies were pretty horrendous, but the views were absolutely beautiful and stunning, weren't they? So if you've not done the Fairfield Horseshoe, get out here and do it. I'll put the route in the description as always. And like I say, I think it's about 11 miles, whatever that is in kilometres, that'll be on the description as well. And you know, if you like this video, give a thumbs up, leave a comment as well, it's really important. And if you're new to the channel and you like this sort of stuff, just go ahead and subscribe. And like always, if you want to support the channel and allow me to get back out here and do this and put fuel in my tank and pay for parking and all that, what have you, just head over to the website at blackcrag.uk. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think we're both ready for a pint, aren't we? So until the next vlog, I'm not sure what it's going to be or what it's going to be, but it'll be good, I'm sure. I hope. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Good walk. Oh my god. What was your favourite part of that walk? This.
Really? Yeah.
Why am I not sending Josh to get the camera?
Right then, Finn. I think it's time to carry on our walk, isn't it? We've had a sleep, we've had some food. Haven't we? We've had food. Now it's time to walk. What are you, Josh? It's time for a walk. Should we go for a walk? Okay, Josh, come on in, let's go.